Hi guys, it's Devin and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a tutorial on how to cut curtain bangs at home. So they're pretty simple and easy. If you guys don't know, I'm a hairdresser. I've been a hairdresser for 14 years. I normally don't encourage my clients to cut their own bangs, but if I were in their living room showing them exactly how to do it, then that's probably a different story. So I'm going to show you today how to cut curtain bangs. Just make sure you have a pair of cutting scissors. Not kitchen scissors, not paper scissors, not children's scissors, but cutting scissors. They don't have to be expensive. You can get a cheap pair from Sally's or Walmart for like 30 bucks. They're just good to have in your house too. I also use texturizing shears at the very end, but it's optional. You don't need to do that. So if you have texturizing shears, which are basically thinning shears, that's great. But if you don't, no big deal. So let's just get into it. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by making a, sorry if I turn this way for a couple seconds from time to time because that's where my mirror is. You're going to start by making a triangle section. Can everybody see that? Triangle section. Boop. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to take the very center, leave the sides of the sections out. Now I'm personally doing a little bit of a longer curtain bang. You could do the same technique and do it shorter. So my hair is damp right now. I usually don't like it soaking wet, but damp is fine, wet. I'm going to do a rough cut of it wet, and then I'm going to dry it, and when you dry it then you can see what actual length it's going to be. That's the mistake a lot of people make. They cut their hair wet to the length they want it to be, and then as soon as it's dry it shrinks up here and their bangs are crazy short. So cut it damp, cut it a little longer than you would like it, dry it, and then cut a little bit more afterwards once it's dry and you can see the length. So I'm keeping mine on the longer side. I'm going to cut it to my nose at first, and then I might go a little shorter. So I'm going to start here. Now what I'm going to do is something called point cutting. I'm point cutting up into my hair this way. It just gives it a softer cut. I do recommend not using kitchen scissors or any types of scissors like that. Have yourself a pair of hair cutting scissors. You can have a cheap pair. They don't have to be fancy. You can buy one for like 20 bucks at Walmart. Just have a pair actually made for cutting your hair. So to my nose, that's what I'm doing. Okay, don't mind the cross-eyed, but that happens when I'm trying to cut my own hair. Okay, so I cut that part to my nose, actually a little bit longer, but I'm going to go back. And then I take the sides. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take my edge of my scissors like this, and I'm going to carve it out with this section in it. So what that essentially does is it blends it down, going longer towards the sides of my face. Okay, so I'm gonna, and you can just kind of open and close your scissors just a tiny bit while you're doing that. That way you don't pull your hair and you're actually cutting it. Slight open close, blend downwards. All right, so that's what we got. We're gonna do that again on this side. It's a little bit harder to do this way, but alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dry my hair and I'll come right back. This is what I got after I dried it. I like the length. I'm just going to go back and kind of perfect it. So what I would do is, again, take your center. Make sure you like where that falls. So you notice when I cut my hair, it was down to here, like lower than my nose, but once you have it dry, it looks significantly shorter. So that's why always cut it longer than you want it and go back once it's dry and fix it. So I just like to kind of cut into it a little bit more. It's called point cutting. It just softens it. We don't want any harsh lines. Okay. Same thing with the side. And this time you don't have to slide if you don't want to. Kind of just go in there and point cut. Make sure it's going all the way down. Make sure that line is nice and soft. Same thing over here. I know it's harder to cut it on the opposite side, so I might need to carve out a little bit more over here. Now, I like to use texturizing shears at the end. I realize that not everybody has those, so if you don't worry about it, because you could just leave it like this and it'll look cute. I'm just going to take that center with my texturizing shears, and for those that, if you don't know what texturizing shears, it's these little, some people call them thinning shears. See those blades? So it cuts a couple of the hairs without cutting all of them. It just brings some lightness to the hair, but you can get a little bit crazy with these, so be careful. What I'm going to do is just take that center and just kind of, ooh, excuse me, I'm going to go at the ends and kind of slice into them a little bit just to soften it more. And there you go. Make sure they're even on both sides. That's our curtain bangs. So let me know in the comment section below if you try this, how they turned out, and if you're wanting to have a video on how to style your curtain bangs, stay tuned for my next video because that's what it's going to be. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye!
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall.